During the end of Return of the Jedi, we know Luke surrendered on Endor, but we never actually saw it happen. Off-screen, a gripping encounter took place, one where Luke's true identity was revealed in the most shocking way possible. In this video, I want to go over the crazy story of the Imperial officer who heard Luke call Darth Vader father. This story is directly from the Canon book Return of the Jedi from a Certain Point of View. Commander Altadan Igar walked cautiously beneath the tangled branches, illuminated by the ghostly glow of the unfinished Death Star overhead. Shadows danced at the edges of his vision. Gamma Squad, the stormtroopers under his command, moved carefully through the dense underbrush. They searched for Theta Squad, another group of soldiers who had vanished without a trace. Igar was a veteran, hardened by countless battles dating back to the Clone Wars. War had stripped away youthful idealism, replacing it with cold pragmatism. He had come to despise the Jedi and their blind faith in destiny and the Force. Suddenly, Gamma Squad encountered a mysterious figure emerging silently from the darkness, a man dressed entirely in black. His calm demeanor in the face of armed Imperial soldiers was unsettling. This stranger claimed he had deliberately come to surrender, and needed to be taken specifically to Lord Vader. Commander Igar was immediately suspicious. Rebels were known to fight to the bitter end, not surrender peacefully. The stranger's composure and direct request raised even more questions. Commander Igar ordered his men to search the man thoroughly, discovering only basic supplies, a broken comlink, and, most intriguingly, a lightsaber. This discovery deeply troubled Igar. Memories flooded back to him of battles long past, battles fought alongside Jedi he had come to resent deeply. To Igar, the lightsaber symbolized reckless bravery and mystical foolishness, traits he had long since rejected. The commander pressed the stranger further, demanding to know how he could have possibly reached Endor undetected. Calmly, the stranger replied only that he had arrived alone in a small, unremarkable vessel, carefully evading detection. Igar did not believe that he was alone, since they had lost Theta Squad earlier in the day and that could not possibly be the work of only one man. The stranger replied that he had met the squad when he landed, and they were all dead now. His quiet confidence frustrated Igar and heightened the mystery around him, prompting the commander to demand proof of his claims by leading them to Theta Squad. As the group moved through Endor's shadowy forest towards Theta Squad's last known position, an intriguing dialogue unfolded between Commander Igar and the stranger. The stranger had sensed Igar's bitterness and distaste towards the Jedi and asked about it directly, prompting the seasoned officer to share his experiences openly. Igar recounted a painful memory from his past, the Battle of Sellas 4, where he'd fought alongside a Jedi Knight. He described the horrific conditions, relentless rain, bloodshed, and an almost impenetrable separatist fortress. Despite these impossible odds, the Jedi had insisted that the Force was with them, leading a seemingly suicidal charge. While they emerged victorious, the cost in lives was tremendous, and Igar deeply resented the Jedi's willingness to rely blindly on the Force rather than strategic wisdom. Listening carefully, the stranger responded by challenging Igar's beliefs. He proposed the idea that the galaxy wasn't simply composed of separate, disconnected parts, but rather was interconnected by the Force. He argued that destiny was not merely blind fate, but rather a complex web of choices made by every individual, both living and dead. He suggested that Igar's survival at Sellas 4 might itself have been guided by a larger purpose or destiny. This philosophical discussion visibly unsettled Igar. The stranger's calm yet profound insight forced him to question his own hardened views and the reality he believed in so firmly. For the first time in years, the veteran Imperial officer found himself confronted with doubts about the nature of the galaxy, war, and his place within both. When they finally reached Theta Squad's last known location, they were met with a gruesome sight. The troopers' bodies lay scattered and twisted on the forest floor, their armor charred black by intense fire. The severity and ruthlessness of their deaths shocked Gamma Squad. Trooper Dewes, overcome by rage and grief at seeing his fallen comrades, immediately blamed the mysterious stranger and violently attacked him. Despite the sudden aggression, the stranger did nothing to defend himself, quietly absorbing the blows as if accepting punishment. For a tense moment, Commander Igar considered allowing the violence to continue, torn between his instinctual sympathy for his men's grief and his sense of duty as an Imperial officer. Yet something about the stranger's passive acceptance, perhaps reflecting the conversation they'd shared earlier, compelled Igar to intervene. With sharp authority, he commanded Dewes to stop, regaining control of the situation and preserving the captive for interrogation. Returning to base, Commander Igar presented the captive directly to Darth Vader. Standing in the intimidating presence of the dark, imposing figure, he handed over the lightsaber as evidence of the rebels' surrender. Vader, his voice heavy with authority and menace, praised Igar's success and instructed him to continue the search for other potential rebels in the area. Yet, something inside Igar prompted him to linger for a moment, curiosity overpowering his instinct to immediately carry out Vader's orders. He overheard a brief exchange that would change his perception forever. Vader spoke directly to the stranger, informing him that the Emperor himself had been awaiting his arrival. The words hung in the air with ominous finality, clearly signifying the importance of the captured rebel. Then, the stranger responded, his voice quiet yet clear, carrying a startling sense of intimacy and familiarity. He addressed Vader in a way no rebel should ever dare, with words that echoed powerfully in the stark, sterile bridge. "I know, Father." Commander Igar must have been stunned, his mind racing as he processed the implications of this shocking truth. Perhaps it challenged everything he believed about order, discipline, and the Empire itself. The story ends right there when Luke spoke, so we don't really know his thoughts after that. But this revelation may have stirred deep uncertainty within him, raising questions about his own loyalty and the very foundation of the Empire he served. How could such a powerful secret change his perception of the war and his place in it? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. How do you think Commander Igar reacted after hearing Luke call Vader Father? Please share your ideas in the comments below. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. And as always, may the Force be with you.